Hey, Matt, we're live.
We are indeed. Hi, everyone. Hope all is well. Um, we are playing various sorts of games today. Hope everybody's good.
There are many games. Matt is in full ADH mode.
hmm
I am in very tired. RJ had a day and is dealing with some corporate bullshit mode. So that's fun. So between the two of us, we're just wired for sound. And I got a new light that I will not be putting like that, but like always exciting when you get a light that does things. So that's exciting too.
Lights are good.
Lights are good because I need to be visible to the viewers. It'll probably be more like not even that.
You don't want the
Uh,
undershot.
no, it's gonna eventually be mounted on something else, but I can't mount it as God, even that's bright. I also haven't played with all of the settings yet, so it's gonna get charged while we're talking because I have about 6 ways to charge things on my desk. Because that is who I am as a person. But yeah, so I have more ways to illuminate myself now.
This is coming in with a lot of candles.
Yes, I will. I there is a candle mode on here. I could, in fact, make it look like I am in the Phantom of the Opera if I really wanted to.
That's fair.
So there is that. Um,
So
GSA Road Dog, I'm glad you can join us. I know your time zone is radically different from the one Matt and I have, but we appreciate you. Also, Dawn, thank you for joining us. Sleepy Rod, look, it's a thing, right? Remind me, Matt, even though I have a built card, um, are they one to one? They're one to one, right?
1-to-1 with Hilton.
Yeah, so not the best. James, thank you very much for joining us.
Welcome,
Uh,
James. Hope all
it
is
is
well.
definitely a mood. Um, Thank you. I appreciate that. I do a black background just because it is the least flickery. I'm using my Canon R6 Mark II. So like if any of my cameras are gonna behave, it should be this camera. I have the R7 too. That is what I usually use. I'm trying the R6 tonight. Um, it should not pixelate like at the shoulders and stuff as much. Maybe. Well, we're still working on it. Um, but yeah.
That's not
Ooh,
cool, James.
that one's tough. That one is definitely tough. And hello, Family John. Welcome.
Welcome,
Hey,
Rupert.
hey, hey. Matt,
Yeah.
the other day
Yep.
I was minding my own business
Were you?
and I received an email.
Ooh.
And you want to know what the first thing I did when I saw this email?
Immediately just take every part of it and email it to tidbits at credittidbits.com.
My first thought was genuinely, oh, I need to take this survey so I can show Matt. Literally, that was my first thought. Before I even saw what the options were, before I like, dude, I really need to take a Hilton Business survey. Like, did I need that totally in my life? Not
Yes.
necessarily, but like, I was like, huh, Matt's gonna want this. I should probably take this. So, Matt, just know you are the reason I took this survey because I don't know if I would have otherwise.
What Sleepy is did you get a Wells Fargo survey about the autograph? I didn't, to my knowledge.
Because if you did, you
Because
should
if you
share it
did,
with Matt.
tidbits at credittidbits.com. Please, as screenshots with the quickness.
Yes, if you have it, send it to us because we can talk about it now.
Yes.
Um,
Ooh.
Keith, do you have context for that, Keith? Because we like context.
Keith, did you get through the conversation professionally without many curses?
I feel like Keith can be a professional gentleman of taste and style. I feel like he does business in a part
This
of
is
the
true.
country that requires both a firm touch and some professionalism. But yeah, Sleepy
This
Rod, if you have that, send it over. I used profanity. That also tracks for the part of the country you're in.
1000% tracks.
Both of them are true. One must have class and profanity in equal measure. The only survey I got today was about my car dealer. That also tracks. But yeah, so
It's all good. All good, GSA.
one
All
of
good.
my
Whenever.
favorite hobbies is when Matt is doing a live to go into the comment section and talk to Matt as if I am also on the live, because I am so used to Matt is saying things and I must say other things. So I do this often.
I'll
Just
just have to
enough to
drag in the next one.
just
Morning,
enough.
Key. Hope all is well where you are. Sounds like
There
there's tea tonight.
there is at least some amount of information. Let me pull up. I sent you another thing too. It's on the same thing, but I needed it. I need to see the thing I sent you because the thing I sent you is organized better than those screenshots are because they don't put things in order.
Yeah, I've got the screenshots.
So Matt, would you like to tell people
Also
exactly what I sent you? I gave a little bit of a spoiler, but is exactly what I sent you.
Yep.
And we can go over it.
Absolutely. So I took everything that RJ sent me in terms of the screenshots and I made a video about it yesterday. So I'm going to pull the same screenshots. Now, there's 9 sets of screenshots. This is a Hilton Honors business card refresh survey. There are 27 combinations. There are 5 different price points, and there are what was the other thing that I wanted to highlight?
Yeah, it's a $195 annual fee, which is what it currently is. A $245, a $295, a $345, and a $395. I will admit, I did not screenshot one of the pages because I answered and went to the next one before I remembered to do it. It's either 5 or 6, and you couldn't go back, and I didn't want to go out of the survey and have it like not let me continue. So I didn't do one of them. They are all roughly the same as far as like options and things. They're just sort of mixing it. This is, and I think Matt and I can give you the same spoiler, is like this is what you do before you really have an idea of what you want to do. This is like not going to be changed tomorrow. This is like probably a year-ish ahead of where they would do changes, right? This is the throw a net into the sea and see if you can catch anything when you don't know if there's fish or not.
Yeah. This reads very scattershot. So we've got our first of the 9. There's going to be 3 options per. So here's what I'm going to say and preface this before we go too deep into this. Things that are not changing. Spending to your upgrade to diamond, that does not change. And your gold status does not change on any configuration of this card. There's also an annual Hilton Honor credit that varies by the amount with the options, and the base of 3x on all purchases still stands. That base with the current card, it's 5x on your first 100,000 in spend, but 3x thereafter. The 3x base still stays, but there's a bunch of configurations across the board.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that they are looking to gauge interest on. The card lost its free night reward. I feel like a majority of the options of the 27 that I went through had some sort of free night reward coming back, whether it's spending 60,000 or spending 15,000. And there's a lot of options of spend 15,000, get one, and spend 60,000, get another. So we do have the first couple options here.
If you're an Amex person, this stuff is going to feel very familiar. This stuff is on a lot of their business cards and just their cards in general, outside of Hilton. So a lot of this stuff is going to feel very, very, very familiar of what they're playing with.
So we have our first option, $245 annual fee, 13 times points earning at Hilton. That's one more than you get. It would slash the 5x for the board. Your annual Hilton credit would jump up to $280. It is currently $240, so you go from 60 per quarter to 70 per quarter. Not bad. This comes with $150 electronic goods, software, or cloud systems credit. So they give you options of like Squarespace, Adobe, Toast. Not bad.
If that's the same is on the business gold, that could be really good because that also counts like Apple and things like that. So that could be awesome if they use it as the same. And Adobe is one of those things where it may be. So that could be really powerful to people who buy things from like Apple or whoever.
Yeah. This would come with a free night reward when you spend $60,000 per year. Maybe out of the stretch of some people, but you know, for others, who knows?
It's also like we should preface this. This is a business card.
Business.
Like,
well,
some people.
This is a business.
They are. This is, according to American Express, a business card, right? Whether you use it for business or business, this is not meant for the general public. So I think that is an important fact to go over.
Yeah.
And I do think the value back when you book 7 stays per year through Hilton Business is like, there are some really interesting options in that particular category.
Yeah. For this particular offer at $245, they're offering you 200,000 Hilton bonus points, which isn't too shabby. Things not included in this particular card would be an annual room upgrade for 1 stay up to 2 nights, which is great. The other thing that's missing is access to premium lounges at Hilton properties. Doesn't really play here in the United States, but would play internationally. And exclusive access to events like McLaren F1 or Explorer Cruises. Interesting play. We'll see how it goes. So that's the first option. We've got like 26 more to go. So I'm just gonna try and get through as many as I can. Option 2 is a $395 card with 11 times earning at Hilton, 4x on your first $150,000 in spend, which I don't necessarily hate because it does give you more points overall than the 5 on 100. This comes with a $300 Hilton credit, so that's $75 per quarter, which isn't too bad. $150 shipping credit, which is good for legit businesses. My partner would benefit from that very well. Although they're doing a lot of their selling through like Vinted and whatnot, so most of the shipping is covered because Vinted is owned by Amazon. But Mercari, I think they have to pay. Either way, like they'd get back $150.
Right.
Which would be sweet. Free night reward, you get your first one at $15K in spend, an additional one at $60K in spend. Not bad. This includes the annual room upgrade and includes the premium lounge, and you would get 50% of your annual fee back on the 7 stays, and it includes the exclusive access. This, I think, is the ideal card that like they want to end at. I think this is the one they want people to kind of like gravitate toward with, ooh, look at all the shiny.
I agree that they want people towards the top. I do think there are 4 options that I screen captured at the $395. I think any of those options, even the $345, I think can be really good. I don't necessarily think they want only to get that. Also, there's only 1 Hilton business card right now. There are 3 Hilton personal cards, which means they could be not just looking for a refresh on the current card, but if they want to have 2 or 3 total Hilton business cards.
I would be cool with at least 2.
I think a second would be great. The graphic, like That's a legitimate business card. Like that is a capital B business card, and that's why I think most people in the community don't like it, simply because it's not for them. So there
Yeah.
is that. Um, it would probably be a night. Like that's how they count it as a stay. Like it has to be booked as a night through Hilton Business.
Yeah, check in and check out
Yeah.
is just the duration of your stay. I assume that it's a minimum of one night. If the business got you 15, one on 15 and one on 60, that's not too bad. Yeah,
But it
the value of the
depends on what the
points
rest
is,
of the card, like if you're
yeah.
getting a lot of the statement credits on some of these are really good, that might be worth more to people than some of the points excess.
That wouldn't be. I think there's a configuration that's pretty close to this.
Let's see.
I
There is one that has that. There are a lot in that
Yeah,
general
in that general area.
All right, Matt, continue with your card speed run.
Yep. Option 3, 195 annual fee. Hilton points dropped 10x. You get 6 times points uncapped at office supply stores, 3x on all other purchases. Your office supply stores let you do office supply store shenanigans if you so choose. Who am I to judge? You get a $320 annual Hilton credit, which means you get $80 per quarter. That ain't too shabby. And I'm just assuming that it's $80 per quarter. They may break it into first half, second half. They may just give you an annual credit, which wouldn't be bad. $150 advertising credit, not too bad. This doesn't come with a free night reward. It does come with the annual upgrade of one stay up to 2 nights. Does give you access to these premium lounges that are probably not in the United States and the exclusive access events. So that is the first set. We're going to come into our next set. Option 1 here, also 245, 13x at Hilton, 6x on office supply stores, 3x on all other purchases, $240 Hilton credit, same $60 per quarter, $150 in shipping, free night reward when you spend $60K, and it comes with the annual room upgrade and 50% of your annual fee back for spending for booking 7 stays per year through Hilton for Business. Not bad, not a bad value prop, especially since you get like the 150 in shipping and the 240 more than covers the annual fee. Yeah, so let's go to the next one. 345. This is our first 345 option. 10x at Hilton, 3x on all other purchases. It's got to come strong with the benefits.
Everything else.
So yeah, 280 at Hilton, 150 in advertising, not bad. 2 free night rewards, one at 15K, one at 60K, not bad. No annual room upgrade, bit of a miss. Access to the premium lounges would be included, and access to special events would be included. I feel like this one is like almost there, but not quite.
I think a lot of these are, we have like all of the points things are basically the same. There's like 4 or 5 groupings of those, right? Like this is, we want all of these options compared against each other. So every time you do, you have to select against your options. So I don't think any of these are actually real cards yet. I think they're trying to figure out what actual benefits people select over and over and over again. The current benefit is quarterly. You get 60 a quarter.
Option 3, 395 annual fee, 11x at Hilton, 5x on your first 100,000. So what we have now, 3x thereafter, $300 annual Hilton credit, so not bad, 75 per quarter, 150 in accounting and tax software, also not too shabby. Does give you the annual room upgrade and gives you $100 statement credit on these booking 7 stays. The $100 statement credit is the weakest of the options that they present here.
Yes.
Do not pick the $100 statement credit. Doesn't include exclusive access, doesn't include the premium lounges, but does give you that annual upgrade I said. So our next set, we're just going to keep speed running here. Option 1, 195, 13 times points at Hilton, 6 times points on office supply stores, 3x on all of the purchases, 280 annual credit, not bad, 150 accounting and tax software, 2 free night awards, pretty sweet. Also gives you the annual room upgrade for or one stay, not too shabby. Access to the lounges, cool, and access to events. This one isn't bad. I think the only big trade-off is that you're trading off the 5x for the 6x on office supplies, but everything else pretty nifty. And more than the annual fee just on the Hilton credit alone. So that's a big plus. Option 2, $295 annual fee, 10x on Hilton earnings, 4x on the first 150K in spend, 3x thereafter, $320 on your Hilton credit. Not too shabby. That's $80 per quarter. No free night, 50% back on your annual fee when you book the 7 stays. Bit of a miss. $345 for option 3, 12x at Hilton, 6 times points on gas. That is uncapped. Matches the summit. 3x on all other purchases. $240 for the annual Hilton credit. Bit of a miss. $150 AI credit. This doesn't matter where your AI is going. Free night reward when you spend $15K. $100 statement credit on the 7 stays. This one, bit of a miss at $345. Like interesting, but not good. Not great. Next up, option 1 checks in at $345 annual fee, 12x at Hilton, 5x on your first 100K, 3x thereafter, $300 annual Hilton credit, $150 accounting and tax software, free night reward when you spend $60K, rough, $200K Hilton Honors bonus points on the 7 stays, and you get the exclusive access to events. After that, $245, 11x at Hilton, 3x base, $240 in annual credits, $150 on AI, free night reward when you spend $15K, also gives you the free room upgrade, gives you access to premium lounges, $100 statement credit, no other access. Option 3, $395, 13K, no, sorry, 13X, 13X points, 6 times on gas, 3X on all others, $280 on the Hilton credit, $150 on the electronic goods, software, or cloud systems, 50% of your annual fee back when you do the 7 stays, and gives you exclusive events access. Not too bad. Move to the next one. Option 1, $195, 12x at Hilton, 4x on your first 150K, 3x thereafter, $280 Hilton credit, $150 AI credit, free night rewards at 15 and 60K, 50% of your annual fee back on the 7 stays. At $195, that is weirdly strong.
Yeah.
And covers a lot of what GSA mentioned he wanted to renew.
Absolutely.
Option 2, $245, 10x base at Hilton, 6 times points at gas stations, 3x on all other purchases, $300 annual credit, no additional business credit, $60K nets you a free night reward. Also, you get the annual room upgrade, access to premium lounges, access to events, and $100 statement credit. $100 statement credit isn't even worth it, but everything else at $245, that is damned impressive at $245. Option 3, $345 annual fee, 11x at Hilton, 3x everywhere else, $80 per quarter annual Hilton credit. That's $320 annually, $150 on the electronic goods, $15K for the free night reward, 200,000 bonus points, and you get the exclusive access to events and the premium lounges and the upgrade for 1 stay. Not bad. I think the upgrade for 1 stay is like probably one of the secret superpowers of whatever like if they include that, that's going to be like a huge superpower for at least 1 stay where you're going to get potentially huge value out of that.
I also think it's a good bait to get the Aspire because the Aspire offers more upgrades.
Probably. Next page we got 3 more after this. $195 for option 1, 13 times at Hilton, 5x on your first 100,000, 3x everywhere else, or 3x thereafter. $280 on the Hilton credit, $150 shipping, free night rewards at 15 and 60K, $100 statement credit on the 7 stays. Who cares? I would swap that. Oh, but it does include the annual room upgrade, which is sweet. I would have just dropped the value back on 7 stays. The 7 stays thing is a little weird. Option 2 is $345 annual fee, 10x at Hilton, 4x on your first 150K, 3x thereafter, $300 Hilton credit, which isn't bad, $150 AI credit, whatever. Free night reward when you spend $60K, and it gives you the annual room upgrade, which isn't too bad. Last option here is $295, 12x at Hilton, 3x everywhere else, $240 back at Hilton on Hilton credits. No free night award, no annual room upgrade, does include the access to lounges, 50% of your annual fee back on 7 stays, which does net out to a positive if you use both the $240 and the 50% back. That's an okay combination, but I don't like anything else that they're offering you here. And the exclusive access to events. The exclusive access to events should not be on a business card.
I think they're using that to, again, see if that's a viable thing, right? Like the survey is not, this is what the card's going to be. The survey is
Yeah.
it might be info gathering on their personal cards, right? Like if that pops super strong, it may come to their personal cards.
Yeah, for sure. Our next three, option 1 checks in at 345, 11x at Hilton, 6x on office supplies, 3x everywhere else, 240 back at Hilton, 150 on advertising, 200,000 points on for booking 7 stays through Hilton for Business. Not bad. Not great. 340, next one comes in at 295, 13 times points at Hilton, 5x on your first 100K, 3x thereafter, $80 per quarter, not too shabby. $150 in shipping credits, 15K and 60K net you free night rewards, premium lounge access, who cares, 50% of your annual fee back, and it gives you access to the events. Pretty good. I wouldn't mind this configuration. This configuration would sort of work for me. Option 3 is $395 annual fee, 12x at Hilton, 3x on all of the purchases, $280 back in the annual Hilton credit, $150 on accounting and tax support, 15K nets you a free night reward, also includes the annual upgrade. For $395, I don't think it's enough, but like this configuration at a lower annual fee would be pretty swell.
It also, like, to be fair, it does cover your annual fee. It doesn't cover it a ton over, but it does. Like, I will give them credit for most of these. Like, they're completely covering the annual fee with the Hilton and the annual statement credit. Like, they're not leaving you out to dry with those two being used.
Yeah. Option 1 for this one is $295, 12x at Hilton, 6x on gas, 3x on all other purchases, 320 Hilton credit, 150 on advertising, free night rewards when you spend 15 and 60K. Annual room upgrade is included. Lounge is included. $100 statement credit on the 7 stays. This is a pretty dang strong contender as well. Option 2 is $195, 11x at Hilton, 4x on your first 150K, 3x thereafter, $240 annual fee. I'm sorry, $240 annual Hilton credit, 60K net to a free night reward, annual room upgrade is included, and the access to the lounges and 200,000 bonus points on the 7 stays. Last one is $245, 10x at Hilton, 6x on office supplies, 3x everywhere else. $300 annual statement credit from Hilton, $150 in shipping, free night reward on 15K in spend, access to the exclusive events. And our last three, option 1, $245 annual fee, 10x at Hilton, 6x on gas, 3x on all other purchases, $240 back at Hilton, $150 on accounting and tax support, includes premium lounges, 200,000 Hilton points, access to the events. Option 2, $195, 12x at Hilton, 6x on office supplies, 3x everywhere else, $300 annual credit, $150 electronic goods, software, or cloud, free night reward when you spend 60K. Also includes the room upgrade and premium lounges, 50% of your annual fee back when you do the 7 stays. And then the last one that we have is a $295 annual fee, 11x at Hilton, 5x on your first 100,000 in spend, 3x thereafter, $320 in annual credit from Hilton, $150 on advertising, free night reward when you spend 15K, and includes access to the events. So that is all of the options that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Just wanted to speed run those. We can go back to the comments in just a moment, but overall, nothing like super amazing in terms of like, aha, we have found the holy grail of what will be there next. But it does show that Amex is aware that they sort of missed the ball when they took away the free night rewards on the spend to the free night rewards on the business card. And on a majority of these, it looks like they are trying to get they might be looking to bring back a free night reward in some capacity, whether it's through 15K in spend, which I think Hilton wanted to get away from because it was too easy to get. especially if you hold a business card and a Surpass card. You put 15K through both of those cards, you get a free night award. You upgrade your Surpass card to the Aspire, you spend another 15K on that card, you get another free night award, and then you put another 30K through that card, assuming you have this level of spend.
That was going to be my point, is like, I understand there are people with that level of spend. I understand there are people without that level of spend that make it look like they have that level of spend, but those are a relatively small number of their total signups, right? I think part of it is just they have uncapped free night awards. So that affects it. I actually don't think that Amex and Hilton think that taking the free night off the card was a mistake. I think the reason that they're using, because there are options with it and there are options without it. I think the reason they're doing it is to see, not if it was a mistake they took it off, to see if, to compare it to others, right? Because all of the other cards except for the Hilton Honors card have the free night awards, either by spend or just automatically on the card. I think it's research to see if that is as big of a driver as they think it is, or it might be, right? I don't necessarily think that A, that they're doing just one card, and B, that the base card is going to have the free night automatically, right? Like, I would not be surprised if the free night is on there, it's at the $60,000 level. Because I don't necessarily think they want you only to have the Hilton business card. They want you to have a Hilton personal card and use the Hilton business card as like your catch-all, because it's at, 5x Hilton, it's 2.5x Amex points because of the 1 to 2. So I think they want that sort of thing. I did go through and just real quick grab what my sort of 3 favorite cards are of this. The 195, 12x Hilton, 6x office supplies, 3x everything else, $300 Hilton credit, 150 electronic goods. I don't care about the free night, but it's at 60 room upgrade, lounges, and 50% of your annual fee back after 7 stays. I also liked the 245 for the 13x Hilton, 3x everything else, 280 Hilton credit, 150 electronic goods, FHR at 60, 200,000 Hilton points after 7 stays, and then 11x Hilton, 3x everything else, 320 Hilton credit, 150 electronic goods and services. Can you feel a pattern with me? 15K FHR or free night, upgrades, lounge, and then the 200,000 bonus points after 7 stays. So for me, yes and no. I think it completely depends on what your goals are. I understand, Spathgo, you look at opportunity costs in the way that you look at opportunity costs. And I'm not going to say that's wrong for you. I don't know if every business owner is looking at opportunity costs the way you are. If you have to go to a bunch of conferences at Hilton's that typically are at Hilton's, that's a very, very different mental model than you have for personal travel and you happen to have business cards. So I think it really is going to depend on the person. Some people just like Hilton's. Like, some people, as much as I know Keith had the Hilton logo upside down for a while, he is not happy with Hilton. I understand why. I think some of it is just people like what they like. They like Conrad's, or they like whatever. So I don't necessarily think that it's that either. I think because of the breadth of the survey, it's probably going to be 9 to 12 months before we actually see any of this come to fruition, if it ever does, because it might not. This might never, the card might not change. They might introduce a more expensive card, but the card might not change. To Coder's point, I was interested. I think they just have 150 budgeted for this. I think we should expect whatever they put on there is just going to be 150. I think that's basically what they're not being subtle about that part.
Yeah.
FHR at 15, I think is definitely something people like.
Yeah, the free night reward coming back at 15 would be celebrated.
Yeah.
I also find it interesting, like they didn't mention anything about like rental car status. They didn't mention anything else, just like what was in here. So I don't know if other aspects of the card would be altered. But overall, like, I don't know. We all think that, oh, well, annual fee always go up. But it is interesting. Another interesting facet of this is they are keeping 195 as an option.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it may just be a reformulating of the 195 card and potentially bringing out another card above that, whether that is at, and if they did that, then you're looking at either 345, 295, 345, or 395, depending on what that card may or may not look like. So we'll have to see what they end up doing in terms of that. Sorry for the iRub. We will get RJ back momentarily.
Sorry. RJ hit the back button the way that Matt did the back button last week when you and I were chatting after the show.
Yes.
So there's that. No, I don't, like I said, I don't necessarily think this means much, right? Like, I don't necessarily think that this is them knowing what they want to do and they're trying to get us to go there. I also think, and this is something the community doesn't think, they have other cards they would like you to get. They would very much like you to pay for an Aspire.
Yes.
And the idea that they would make this card like, and do I think this is strong? Yes. Do I think they want to go anywhere near this? Absolutely not. Because they don't want to make one card that can do everything. They want you to have to get a couple of cards. They want you to have, a Surpass, an Aspire, a business card, whatever. They want that. So I don't think that they're trying to make a do everything card. I think they're trying to see if people would be interested in a few different options, if they maybe do a second card, if they do a third card, if they change the current card, right? I think that's what they're trying to do here. I don't think it has anything to do with let's make the perfect card. It just happens to be a business card.
Yeah.
I don't think any company wants a single card that can do everything, even if they only intend to do one card. Like, I don't think that's their goal most of the time.
No, for sure. Sleepy Rod mentioning we need to do a Stack Your Points meetup at a Hilton timeshare getaway. I really don't. Here's the thing. I'm open to that as long as I am not doing the presentation. Like if I'm booking that with Hilton points or like just paying cash to be there, that's fine. But if you're also attaching the presentation, I would rather be mauled to death by beavers.
I don't understand why it's that big of a deal for you.
I'm going through a song and dance. I've got to say no. I've got to say no. I've got to say I'm poor. 16 different ways. Coder, thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. And these presentations, they're not really allowed. They are, but they aren't really allowed to take no for an answer. Like they will eventually, but they have to do everything in their power to prevent you from walking out of there with your 100,000 points and not putting in for a timeshare.
Matt,
I'm not going to do it.
I'm going to ask you a question that I don't actually know the answer to.
Okay.
Did you go to college?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know about your major. I was in the anthropology, sociology, psychology world of majors. I have sat through so many. Would you like to go to Mexico and dig in holes for 9 months? And no, you have to sit through this because you're a major in this field. So you're going to sit through this 90-minute presentation about going to this place to do archaeological field work. And you're going to sit here and listen to this professor talk about this for an hour and a half. And your grade depends on you sitting there and looking somewhat engaged. I did that for I did it for more than 4 years. Doesn't matter. I did that a lot. Hilton? You think Hilton is going to break me? No. Hilton has no power here. Like, It's fine. Like, you sit there, you're very pleasant. You say, "I appreciate your pitch, but no thank you." And you just keep saying, "No thank you. No thank you. No thank you." It's real easy. It's so easy. Like, even a caveman can do it, bro. It's real easy. You actually have to have a minimum salary to be able to use one of their offers, so that may not be the best option.
They
This would be very fun. I would actually oh, they don't have shame. Neither do I. I don't think you guys realize how little shame I have. Just just saying. Um they're paying you for the yeah, they're trying. They're trying real hard. I am the type of person that I will talk to a telemarketer. If I have an hour to kill, I'll talk to a telemarketer. "I have all these Amazon gift cards. I just don't know how to read these numbers to you." Oh, it's fun. I had them hang up on me before. I've had them like try to like tell them where I work so they can call my manager. Like, I have like this is fun for me. This is so much fun.
look. I had to call and do the little flim flam dance to redeem a free night reward. I have another free night reward sitting in my Hilton account, and I'm not looking forward to using it. I called. I did the little dance to get a booking that way. I immediately was all for giving them an extra $200 to book the 4-day, 3-night, or 4-night, 3 whatever option to like go down to Orlando and do the pitch and all of that. I immediately folded and said yes to this. I called Wyndham to like make sure that a booking that I did was properly done, and I got fooled into doing accepting like another $100 down to go do another presentation in like Nashville. And I called the next day. Was it the next day? I called like the next day and was like, "Hey, I'm just going to waste everybody's time there. I'm sorry. Like, these are not for me. I do not want to sit through this. Like, I also have a small child with autism and ADHD. So, like, I can't bring my partner, and like, you require my partner to be there. So, yeah, I got to duck out. Please give me my $100 back." They did. And like, the girl was crestfallen on the phone with like me saying that this was a waste of my time. I was just going to waste everyone's time. I said I was
But
wasting everyone's time, not it is a waste of my time.
oh, wasting everybody's time is fun though. They're literally paid to have their time wasted, Matt.
Eh,
Like, this is so much fun for me. I would have so much I want to do one. Like, there's one in like Pigeon Forge, which I have a bunch of people I know and work with in that general area. I want to do that one. Just I will go over the appointment time. Like, if they budget like an hour for these things or however long they budget, I will make it longer. I will ask so many inane, detailed questions. They will ask me. They're like, "You know what? We're you know what? We're sold out. We actually don't have any timeshares left in the entirety of Hilton." Like, they will happily escort me to like a lounge or something. I would be insufferable. I would have so much more fun. Oh, see, I find that entertaining. Like, for me, it is pure entertainment. Like, I don't go to the pools, I don't drink, I don't really like being outside. So, like, this is my entertainment. Screwing with people is my entertainment. Legally and, like, whatever. Again, I totally get why people don't enjoy this. Oh, I have so much fun at it. The levels of fun I have doing stuff like this is just it's wild. It's again, we all have different entertainment. Like, Matt likes bourbon. I don't drink bourbon anymore, so I screw with people trying to scam me. That's how it is.
did back to back in Vegas over New Year's Eve last year for Hilton and a Wyndham timeshare. The Wyndham sales folks were hitters. It was disturbing how many couples signed up. Ooh, Hey, double. Hilton Biz Card has more options than a Chinese restaurant. No.
It's simply because they don't know what they want. They're just trying to game it.
Yes.
See, so a lot of spam call, the ones that like they call you and it's already a robot, I don't interact with those because it's not a person. And interacting with them actually gets you more. So those I do have AT&T stop. But the ones where it's an actual person, especially the ones where they call my grandmother, so much fun. Oh, it's just entertainment for me. I had one call from India and he actually said he was from India. And I, for the next 37 minutes, proceeded to say, "So you're from Indiana then?" I have a cousin there. And I proceeded to tell a 7-minute story about a made up cousin in Indiana that they must know because that's where they're from. The accent's a bit different though. Oh God, I have so much fun with it. Yes, that is fun. But yeah, no, I am so good at stuff like that. I love it. I also have no like my resting whatever face is like I'm not gonna tell you you're stupid. My face might though. So there's that. But yeah. No, I need to do one of these just because it would be entertaining for me. It would be so entertaining for me. It's so much fun. Like if you got somebody who's a fun person to go up against, it's so because sometimes they're so desperate and it just makes it so much better. I it is a terrible thing to say because I know these people either, they're worked in some call center and this is just what they do, but like, yeah. I actually interviewed for a job once where I didn't realize what it was until it was, the ad online was not very clear, but it was basically scam old people into buying like supplemental Medicare insurance. That's not how they advertised it, but that's what it was. I clearly after doing the interview and they explained what they were doing, I did not take the job. I then proceeded to call every day for a week, pretending to be different old people, um, to waste their time because they were evil. They ended up going out of business. I think that if you're into Wyndham or want to be into Wyndham, they can be very good cards. We talked about it last week, Double. So there is a much longer chat about it. But Matt, quick Wyndham thoughts?
Very cool of Wyndham / Barclays to allow you to keep the Earner Plus and the Earner Business if you currently have them and not be forced into the new changes. So props to them for that. The new iterations of the Plus and the Business, I know that folks are not going to love the fact that the Business dropped the 8X gas and dropped it down to 5, and the 6X gas on the Plus and dropped that down to 4, but also included gas as part of travel, which is sweet, because gas to me is a travel category. I know why they separated it out, but to me, I think it's a travel category. I think the Premier is a potentially sneaky good card. It's a really great card if all you're going to do with your Wells Fargo points is move them over to Wyndham. The changes with Wyndham that were announced today, where they're going to add a 4th tier at 45,000 points. Yeah, that's a 50% markup from their previous highest tiers. We don't know how many hotels and resorts are going to be moving to 45,000 points, but still, with Wells Fargo points and the discount, you're going to come out further ahead. It's still a fair amount, but you're only spending, I want to say, somewhere around 18,000 Wells Fargo points for this, because you go from 45, you get a 25% discount holding the Wyndham card, and Wells Fargo transfers 1 to 2. So take into account the discount. It's really like with Wells Fargo points, it's a 50% discount, but it's not like they're fine. But like, I don't know. I don't know if it's a way to really like get people to focus on Wyndham a ton. Like, make Diamond more interesting would probably get more people in the doors and get more like upper mid-tier hotels. Wyndham has a lot of family-friendly resorts. Yep, definitely worth checking it out. Combined with Wells, and it can be a powerful hotel setup. You can finally book a hotel with your points and not cry. Yeah, the Semper point that you're going to get with Wells Fargo, with the Wells Fargo transfer and the 25% rebate or 15% on the newly reformatted business earner is not bad. Just be aware of the Wyndham resorts with thatched roofs. That's fair. But I think it's not. I don't think it's terrible.
No.
And the Premier is like a sneaky good card. Yeah, Wyndham plus Wells Fargo could be a pretty fantastic domestic family setup for sure, especially if you've got like a week at or Dolce resorts. Yeah, if Dolce resorts are family friendly, if they're not adult, like you can get some pretty good value now at like Dolce.
I'm sure it was. I do understand that question, but yeah.
How many of the people with Wyndham business card holders will never use the edX gas points they earn and are just doing it because it's optimal? I think a fair number. The other key thing with the Premier now is like your points won't expire. Whereas, folks with the Wyndham business earner card, if they weren't actively using their points at Wyndham, like if you let your card, like if you hold that card for more than 4 years and you let your points expire from what you were earning on gas, that's rough. The earner business prior to the refresh and prior to this change and prior to Wells Fargo being 1 to 2, the best use case for those points was transferring those points over to Caesars at 1 to 1.
Play stupid games, win super prizes.
Yeah, Greg kind of knew what he was doing. He didn't, and he fully cops to, I didn't take that step back and really think through what the consequences of this could be. He just ran and gunned it, and he's totally fine. Well, he's like, I'm sure not happy that Citi shut down all of his cards, because why would you be happy about that? But he's also not going to hold it against Citi when he knows he was in the wrong, which is totally fair. But yeah, as RJ said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, and he knew that he was playing in a minefield.
Like here's the thing. If you're going to do something that's against terms of service or is in a gray area, right? That is 100% on you. And if you do it and don't talk about what you're doing, I don't care, right? My problem is usually when you advocate for others to do the gray area things or things against terms of service and you don't properly explain it or list out whatever's happening. This is on him though. Like he did the dumb thing. He knew it was dumb. Like he was not under the illusion that this was fine. There are some people who do stupid things and don't actually realize it's a problem. There are people who credit cycle and have zero idea that they're credit cycling, right? Which is not even against terms of service most of the time. It's just a red flag from the banks. So like there are a lot of things that people do that they don't realize. But also like I don't affiliate links are not a right.
No.
Like they're not, like you don't have a constitutional right to affiliate links. Honestly, I would like affiliate links and referrals to just go away because I think they do more harm than good, or at least severely capped, because I think they do more harm than good in the community. I don't know. Does Citi have affiliate links at all at this point, Matt?
I honestly don't know.
Yeah.
I am so not. I know they don't do referrals. I'm sure they do affiliate links because Credit Karma has at least had something. You can apply for Citi cards through Credit Karma, so they've got to have some sort of affiliate link here and there. But yeah, it's not something I really worry about.
Yeah, but I think that the community has gotten popular. And I think that because the community is popular, people are abusing the fact that they can get a couple 100,000 to, depending on who they are, millions of points this way. And they don't have to do subs, and they don't have to do bonuses, and they don't have to do anything except for, hey, I'm going to talk about this Chase card or this Amex card or this whatever card. And people will sign up because I talk about it, and then I get the points. I think I've gotten a total of like 60,000 points total in the entire time I've had links, and 2 of them were people I knew who specifically asked me if I had an affiliate link. So I think it's become a cottage industry, and I think that is why we're seeing the videos overall that we're seeing. Yeah, microtel is not ideal.
No.
Water walk sounds cool.
Water walk does sound cool. Days Inns are very hit or miss, and they're usually on the wrong side of the track. So like Days Inn is one brand from Wyndham that I'm not super enthused to. I won't go out of my way for a Days Inn. I'm cool with La Quintas. I'm cool. Like I haven't stayed at a Howard Johnson's, so I can't say that like, oh, Howard Johnson's. I've heard stories.
Stayed at a Hojo?
I have not. I've stayed at La Quintas, and I stayed at La Quintas before they became part of Wyndham. So there's that.
We're gonna have a meetup at a Hojo just so Matt can experience the Hojo lifestyle.
Hooray.
Wingate, I have heard of Wingate before. I have not. I don't just typically. I don't typically stay there.
Yep. If a Days Inn is only 5,000 points and I get 25% back if I hold the Wyndham Premier and I only have to transfer like 2,000 Wells Fargo points, I think I could live with that.
I mean, Matt, think about it this way. And I'm gonna use an example from your real life, right?
Yeah.
Your child likes pools.
Yep.
If you could spend the 2,500 points or whatever it is to give her a pool for an afternoon, and then you can just take her, and literally the only thing you do is check in, drop your crap at the room, take her to the pool. When she's done with the pool, grab your crap, check out, and go home. Yeah. Is that not worth 2,500 points? Or whatever.
I mean, it's like $25. I'm spending like $25 in terms of like cashing out the points in like an overpriced Days Inn, but it has a pool. That's probably fine.
Like there are things that you can do. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, like I understand that. That's why I think it needs to stop. And it's not a you thing, Keith. I think it has become a cottage industry, and I think that's not great. A mid Days Inn, honestly, is probably better than most Days Inn. And yeah, especially like I know where the places Matt's vacationing, and it's probably cheaper than there.
Yep.
It depends on where you are.
Resort Pass probably would be a better option for that, just to pay for like a pretty decent Marriott's pool, because at least I know the Marriott, like I don't know what sort of condition the Days Inn at 5,000 points is going to leave their pool. So a Resort Pass is probably a better option overall, but like, 2,500 points or like less than 2,500 points, like 2,000 points netting me, what do you call it? Perfectly mid. I don't know that those two things can coexist. It's just it's fine.
It's down the middle of the road.
Yeah, that description is just like there's plenty of better, but you could do so much worse.
Exactly. All right, that is what we had planned for tonight. Now it is the time of night when the chat takes over, and you all tell us what we're going to talk about for the next however many minutes. So if you have a question, a comment, a concern, please drop it.
Sleeper Red, please, for the love of God, tell me what's in this autograph survey, because I need to know.
Like, so here's a conversation we can have, Matt, of
yes.
I think that because there is so much choice in the credit card community, like you can be in so many different ecosystems. You can stay at so many different hotel chains. You can do so many different things that we have a bit of both choice paralysis, and the choices feel like we have more than we actually do. Like it feels like we have more choices than we do, but we also have a paralysis of those choices. But we also like have all of this marketing. Before you answer, I am using my FHR credit tomorrow because that's when my platinum statement closes. And I am the type of person who's going to wait for my platinum statement to close before I use my FHR. But I will be using it tomorrow. And then on July 1st, I will be using the other half.
There you go. My first half, I burned my StubHub back in January. I burned my restaurant back in January. The edit, it does not matter when you book your edit, so that's sweet. I don't have any other first half, back half. I've used some portion of my DoorDash credits. I've used some portion of my Lyft credits. I can actually double dip on the DoorDash credits, so that's cool. I've gotten a couple of extra pieces there. I am curious to see what happens. But yeah, no, I've used pretty much everything that will that was set to expire before July 1st. I do have to book an edit hotel in the not too distant future. It's just I'm busy working my welcome offer on the JetBlue Premier, but that is down to like $500.
Mm-hmm. All right, Matt, back to the question ahead. The choice, it feels like, and we talk about the opportunity cost all the time, right? But you can't have an opportunity cost in a program you don't want to participate in or you don't value. And I think a lot of times, like I read all of these, well, you could do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, I don't want to. Like, I just simply do not want to have to do the things I would have to do X. And I feel like the community is so into optimization. And we had the 8X gas question, right? Like people get it because of the 8X, but like if you don't care about Wyndham, to what end? And I feel like that is a lot of it is, well, people tell me all the time, well, you could, book through Air France. And I'm like, if I wanted to book in stages occasionally, I could, or I could just book completely through Delta for a round trip and then never have to think about it again.
Yeah, that is one of the annoying things about your home airport is that you don't get to book through AF or you don't get to book through Virgin, which is not great. But
I do get to book through SkyJet.
Okay.
It's the regional for Delta.
Oh, it's their regional, whatever.
So it's not actually through them, but it has a little thing up on the Delta site of this is serviced by X, and I'm like, I know them very well.
Yeah, no, but like if you could use other SkyTeam points through your home airport, you'd be more interested in using those points if you were able to do so.
Really? I would absolutely not. I would absolutely like. If I cannot go to a website, book start to me getting back home,
right?
Round trip,
yeah,
no shenanigans.
Yeah,
I do not care. I do not care.
Right. What I'm saying.
I know. Let me finish. I do not want to go Flying Blue via blank. I do not want to go Virgin via Delta. I do not want any of that. I do not care. I do not care how many points it is. I simply do not care. Like for me, who I am, I do not want to play those shenanigans. And it's not, and when I say shenanigans, I don't mean anything that's wrong or illicit or whatever. It's simply, I want to go to delta.com and book my damn flight. That's all I want to do. Like, I don't care about Flying Blue. I do not value Flying Blue. If I traveled internationally, maybe I would. I do not care. I do not want to be involved in Flying Blue. I do not want to be involved in Virgin. I do not want to have to do that. And I choose not to. Am I losing value? Maybe. But I don't care about their product. I do not want to use their product. Yes, I would be on Delta. I do not want to have to go through them to get a Delta flight.
Okay.
And that's not an attack on you, but I see that all the time. And I'm like, no, I wouldn't be interested because that's not what I want. What I value is going to delta.com, putting my flight in and checking out. And I feel like people are so built to, oh, you've got to maximize this by, you know, going to this website and doing this. And I'm like, no, I don't. Because if I wanted to maximize, I would book Comfort Plus and then like hope I get an upgrade. And I don't want to do that either. I want to book what I want to book, and I want the perks associated that I want associated, which is why I have the Delta Reserve and the Platinum. Like, if I just cared about Delta, I wouldn't have the Platinum, but I get perks on the Platinum that I cannot get on the Reserve, right? And I have the Reserve because of the Companion Pass. So it's like, I don't want to have to jump through a single hoop, and I know I can swear at this point, we're far enough in. I'm trying to restrain myself, but I do not want to have to jump through a hoop. That's not why I do credit cards. I do not do a credit card to jump through a hoop or use a loophole or do any of that. I do it for perks, and I do it for ease of certain things. I do it for some statuses that I do care about. Turns out I don't actually care that much about Delta status because I buy first class. But like, I do not want to have to go to another website to do my goddamn trip. The point of the trip is to relax. I am not going to bend myself around alliance partners or around some third party whatever to get on a plane and go on a trip. I'm sorry, I'm not. And I am not saying, to be incredibly clear, you should not, or anybody else should not do that. That is not what I'm saying. I am not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's silly. I'm not saying you can't save money. I'm not saying any of that. I'm saying I do not want to have to do it, and I choose not to participate in it simply because it's not something I want to deal with. Because I don't want to have to deal with Delta telling me to go to Flying Blue if something goes wrong, and Flying Blue sending me back to Delta. And I don't want to have to deal with any of that. I don't want to have to deal with a single thing that involves that. The hardest I will deal with is if I book Delta vacations or Delta stays. Occasionally I will have to deal with that team inside of Delta. And that's annoying enough. So again, I understand why people do it. You can use points a different way. Totally respect that. I absolutely will not. I will go back to only using an Apple Card before I will start playing that game because I do not want to participate in it. And that was my unintentional rant of the night. Hey, Sharvizio and I actually agree on something. It's a Christmas miracle.
Yay.
But yeah, no, I have zero desire to do it. Like, could I book certain legs on it? Absolutely. Do I want to do it? Absolutely not. I will pay the $1,000 for the flight, a round trip that is directly through Delta every single time. I travel less than I could because I do not want to deal with those shenanigans.
They're not really shenanigans, but okay.
You know, I don't mean like, I'm not using shenanigans as a workaround. I'm using shenanigans as this is something where I am not going to delta.com and booking a flight. That's all I mean. I'm not using it pejoratively. I just don't have a better word in my head right now. And again, part of this is I am through a regional airport. If I lived in the city and could go to JFK or Newark or LaGuardia often and regularly, I would probably be flying different airlines and I would probably be a different mindset. I don't have that mindset, but I also just don't want to do it. I don't see the value for me in doing that. It's that simple. Lonnie wants a room within a room. I want to go to Delta.com and book a flight and not have to deal with anything else.
It's just asking for some imagination. That's all.
No, I totally get it. It's just, for me, it's absolutely not something I want to do. I do not want to participate in that. Not because I don't think it has value, because I don't want to deal with it. It's absolutely not, like, again, I don't have any problem with other people doing it. Not that anybody cares, but like, I do not have a problem. Like, there are things I have a problem with in the credit card community. That's not one of them. I just don't want to do it. Anyway, Matt, Would you take 1x point of currency that you highly value versus 2x in a currency you don't value?
Yes.
What does the other one have to be for you to take that one? Like, is it 7x, 10x?
I don't know. I settle for 1.5 on the Freedom Unlimited when I can easily get 2 on the Wells Fargo, because I can move that 1.5 through my Sapphire Reserve to Hyatt or through Point Boost and get even better than 1.5. Like, I can get a better return on what I like paid, like what I earned. So, I will settle with the 1.5 if it means I get a better return on that 1.5. What does the other thing have to do? I don't know. Sometimes it's got to be I don't know. Like, it's, why don't I go into city? I don't fly American Airlines, or I don't go out of my way to fly American Airlines. So why would I be interested in city points if, the best place to park them is American Airlines, but I don't want to deal with American Airlines?
Which is fair.
So
Absolutely
that would take
fair.
the 1x in a currency I value more highly than 2x in a currency I don't value as much.
Makes total sense.
Yep.
We have had guests on the show before. Craig, in fact, was a guest on the show. Keith was a guest on the show.
Yep.
The problem with having guests on the show is we record very late East Coast time because Lonnie is on the West Coast.
Rupert means on the live.
Oh, on a live. Sorry.
We've done that.
We've done that as well. Again, it is something we have done in the past. Coordination can be a problem. Just like a lot of people in the community, like, when I say commitment, I mean like they either work or they have their own lives or whatever. It's not always something that's feasible, but I'm definitely open to having guests on in the future if it works out. Like, I have no problem with that.
Yeah. No, we can try to get some more people. Can't, because you can't product change most Wells Fargo cards, unfortunately. Like, sometimes they'll let you move your active cash to an autograph or your autograph to an active cash. Wells is a pain in the ass with product changes. I don't think you're going to be able to product change to an Attune if they like change their stances on product changes. And usually you can't move from a Visa to a MasterCard. In most instances, you can with Chase, but that is because Chase is unique in that one.
The nice part about Amex is all of their cards are on Amex.
Yes. But I feel your pain on the Attune. I do. I don't know a great way to figure that out. Some people have said you can call in and apply, but you have to get like the right customer service person to be able to do that. So if you're willing to put in some time and a lot of hookah, hang up and call again. Maybe you could find someone who might be able to do the application. I don't know if they're still doing the applications over the phone. I saw a thing on Reddit that said that it was possible. Do with that what you will. Chase Blink first with the Sapphire Preferred Refresh. Who do you think the under 150 annual fee gets refreshed next? Probably the Strata Premier or the green.
I think that, we know the date that the green is going to change.
Yes.
That's in August. So assuming nothing gets refreshed in July, it's going to be the green.
Yes. Right now, it is a mix of inflation, unpredictable macroeconomics. The reason I bring up macroeconomics so often is it's driving a lot of what the bank is thinking, because they don't want to go into another deep recession. They don't want to have that recession become a depression. So like they have to keep their stuff in line. The economy is not healthy right now. We just had 4.1% inflation in May. if you can't expect big money coming in through your traditional means, the other way to like make money is just slash benefits. So if money is not coming in at a rate that you expect it to come in, you're going to have to slash benefits to keep above water. So they're making it harder to find value because they're not finding value themselves.
Also, like and I'm not saying that the people who are gaming the system are a large percent
Oh no,
of the community.
they're a tiny minority.
But the internet, some of it is being driven by the internet, right? Like some of it is being driven by the communities that are actively, like if you go to the churning subreddit, for example, right?
Yeah.
They're entirely public. Like nothing on that subreddit is behind a wall of any kind.
Nope.
The more people who join and do stuff like that, the more the banks are going to try to catch them, the more the banks are going to tighten up, the more things are going to get worse, right? And that's simply because like information is more public, and information being public is great in some regards and terrible in other regards. When it was just like a forum that like a couple thousand people total were on, then it can be managed, right? Because so few people are doing it categorically, or so few people are doing it in totality, that you don't really see a problem. But when, you have, I don't even know how many are on the churning subreddit, but when you have so many people with access to it, because you don't have to be a member, right? Like you don't have to be a member of Reddit churning to do anything. And let's see, right now they've got 25,000 weekly visitors, and they've got, I think, like 664,000 people are following that subreddit. So
Yep.
you have way more people with access to the information that didn't even know what churning was. And I'm not saying every single person on there is doing everything or even maximizing those things, but it becomes something where the banks are being more vigilant. The more vigilant the banks are, the less they're going to, put out. This was answered in chat, but I just wanted to note that no, this would not technically be cycling, or this would not be cycling.
You have a 5K limit. Your statement closes with a 4K balance. You pay it off and then put no, that's not cycling.
Yeah. I just wanted to put it out there for people.
Yep.
That is also true. Mental cost is something we do not talk about enough in this community.
Nope. Not nearly enough. And yeah, I can understand that. I do think that if there is value to be had, though, like it is worth it. But
it is worth it to some people, and that is complete. Like if the value of doing the thing is worth it to you, then live and let live, friend. But like, I think assuming everybody wants to do it is a problem. As Clinton points out, the cancellation policies with some of this are diabolical.
yes.
Oh, Sachs.
Sure. So they said that they would be announcing something in the beginning of July, and it may not be a traditional credit, but it may be like a rolling thing. But we will see what happens.
I could see it almost being, it would be interesting if they do it like the Freedom Flex. Every quarter, it's a new credit.
Oh God, that'd be terrible.
I could see it. I could see it. Let's see. Just moving through these guys. So here's the thing. Cashback doesn't make my brain go burr. If cashback made my brain go burr, I would probably keep the platinum for the perks, maybe the Delta Reserve for the perks, and then just choose cashback. But it does not make my brain go burr. I like driving to New York City, grabbing a hotel the night before a flight. That's nice. I'm in a month or two, I'm going to New York City using my FHR credit. I'm taking the train down. I love taking the train. It's fantastic. Chase has also cut down on what you can product change. Well, isn't the
Yeah.
flex like in a weird, like it's real but not real sort of way?
No, Chase has started to crack down, and they've moved away from allowing you to do Visa to MasterCard. They did that. They started doing that after they took the flex down for a couple of months, for like a month. So I don't know what the full plan there is, but CFP and CFU, that makes a certain amount of sense. But you could have, I'm sure you could have asked for like the classic Freedom, the Freedom Classic, or whatever the hell you have to say as a shibboleth to get them to give you the original Freedom card.
Yeah, I've gotten that before.
Yeah. I have not tested moving up to Premier Banking to get the premium autograph card. It is on my list of things to do. It is probably like when I'm ready to do my next welcome offer, that is probably what I will try to do.
But you're doing a welcome offer right now on your JetBlue card.
Yes, but that is not what I mean. I mean the next welcome offer after this one.
That's what I mean, is like you're currently doing a welcome offer, so it's, you know, in process.
Yep.
It, like the fact that they're not just updating the current green, they're doing a whole different thing, tells me it's going to be something. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be something.
Yep.
Do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them, Sam I am. Again, like mental energy is a resource. Some of you don't like to troll people. I don't like to use mental energy.
Yep.
Yeah, that also is definitely a thing. And there's a fresh new Discord link because Keith is the keeper of the Discord link. I upgraded to Premier and they turned me down for the card. I would imagine if you let it burn for a little while, like you let it burn in for a little while, you might have better luck. Maybe. Wells Fargo likes a relationship.
Yes. Dos. Freedom Flex last summer and a JetBlue Premier card. Because prior to that was the Attune, and that got shut down.
I just sent you a message, Matt, if you can look at that real quick.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to go take care of that. I hope you can stay on. I hope everyone has a great night.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah. We're just going to file that under life. Yeah, that's unfortunate. So we'll flag the ship. We'll steer the ship. Sorry about that. Just very sudden. Six figures with Wells Fargo. I banked with them for 20 years. Not bad. I've been with them for about 20 years. I do not have six figures with them because I spent my 20s working on political campaigns, which was a bad move on my part. Not much more I can do. Oof. Besides let me card applications cool down. Yeah. They're not big on super high velocity. They seem to have a 524, which is unwritten about. I haven't had any issues with them. I got the Attune and the Signify relatively quickly, one after the other. I didn't have any issues with them. I was under 524. They seem to have it. I don't know what's going on there. Family Trouble John, like 3 days ago, I changed my CSP to a Freedom Classic, but they offered me a Flex first. Interesting. So data points on that are kind of all over the place. Hopefully, Sleepy Rod got an interesting survey for Wells Fargo. I'm curious if it was a survey for a Beyond, because I have been waiting that card forever. I would love to break down what they're thinking about that card. So I would love to know what's going on with that potential survey. Yeah, I haven't gotten anything in the mail in my email from Wells Fargo, so I'm hoping to find out from Sleepy Rod what they had. So we'll see. I was hoping my banker would be able to convince underwriting, but no dice. Oof, that's rough. Supposedly, if you're Premier, you can request a manual recon somehow. I have no idea. Oof, for life insurance banker can't help. That's rough. Yeah, I think the only thing you can do at that point is just wait it out with your application speed. I don't know what your burn with applications, inquiries, and approvals lately is, Coder, but hopefully I'm at 8 cards this year, so I'm not surprised they turned me down. Okay, so 8 cards, yeah, they might not be willing to move, but they might not be willing to turn a blind eye on that one. Diamond Rice. So I product changed my Freedom Unlimited the day before the new welcome bonus on this on the Sapphire Preferred, June 14th. I have the new card, but in the Chase app, it still shows the Freedom Unlimited name and benefits, but CSP card art. I would. So a product change with CFU before the day before the new welcome bonus of the CSP. I have the new card, but in the Chase app, it still shows as a CFU and benefits, but the CSP card art. Interesting. So you have a Freedom. No, wait. You product change your Freedom Unlimited the day before the new welcome offer. So you product change your Freedom Unlimited into a Sapphire Preferred, but everything in the app is still showing the Freedom Unlimited, but the benefits of the Sapphire, but it's showing you the Sapphire Preferred card art. Weird. You may just have to like uninstall, reinstall the app, or log out of the app completely, log back in. Is it showing the same thing on the Chase website? Because if that's the case, that might not be great. Coders at 8 cards this year. I already showed that. I'm on the Amex business card diet until next year. Hopefully my credit report will recover a bit. Yeah, at least like that is a good thing with Amex business cards. They do not expire, like they do not show on your personal credit, so you can keep adding those, keep working the subs, and go from there. Was there a particular Wells Fargo card you were going after, the Josie Autograph Journey or the Premier Journey? Yep, I'm so confused. I don't know if kept high at 1-to-1 till October 1st since my downgrading my CSR in August. Yeah, you do want to check on that for sure. You may want to give them a quick call in the morning. That would probably help. Calderds, I just have the autograph. I've just got the autograph from Built 1.0. Good card, but doesn't get a ton of spend for me. It is a good card. I have cut back on my spend on the autograph just because I am putting all my spend on my JetBlue Premier. My statement's about to close, and it's the first sub $200 statement on that card in a while. Again, I use gas stations, guys. So yeah, I do like that card quite a bit. It is a good it's a good fallback now for transit and general transportation, which is great. But yeah, it is not, if you don't put it top of mind, it's probably not going to get a ton of burn from you. But it's a great card. I love that card. Diamond Race hasn't checked on the Chase website, and Coder is going for the Premier Journey. Cool. Guys, I have to borrow from Dugras, do a quick biology break. I'll be right back. Yes, I know. Such thrilling entertainment for that. My apologies. Usually I would ask RJ to vamp, but RJ needs me to vamp, so life. Coda Corral, I've been putting spend on the Palladium recently, but looking to move off of it, so want to grab the autograph and Premier Journey. It's a good combo for sure, and it's only $95, and it's still a Visa Infinite card at 95. So good. I just use for buses and food trains now. That's fair. Diamond Rice, Loli should have one of those BRB screens when this happens. Yeah, my apologies. I went a little too hard on multiple drinks this evening, so yeah, apologies. Catch-all's Robin Hood Gold. It's kind of a diet Palladium. 3x. Yeah, it's 3% cash back. You can put it into your investment accounts, which is pretty good. So you do have that going for you, which is nice. Yeah, so what else have we got for this evening? I put up tidbits this afternoon. Couple interesting things there. Apparently I don't know how to calculate 200% transfer bonus, so apparently that's 1 to 3. In my video I said it was 1 to 4, so that's not good on my part. But yeah, that math is weird to me. So 1 to 3 to Hilton with Built this month. We'll see what happens. Kind of confused as to why they didn't get an I prefer transfer bonus. Like you would expect that sort of thing. Maybe they have to negotiate what the parameters on that would be, because 200% then with I prefer, if you're starting from 1 to 2, would be 1 to 6, which I don't know that I prefer wants to do. So we'll see. Clinton mentions when that happens to me, I just pause and then put on 1.5x when I can come back. Oh, yep. But that doesn't work for the presenter. That's fair. Yeah. This transfer bonus blows for Built. Yeah, they're not all going to be strong for sure. Like, not all of them is going to be like Atmos. 150 Built cash and a 100K cap for Hilton is kind of a joke. It's 100K cap going across the board going forward. Like, the cap is new. Also, huge shout out to GSA Road Dog for gifting 20 memberships. Greatly appreciated. You're going to have me do a workout for sure on Monday night's program. So we'll probably have a bunch of new SYP insiders, and greatly appreciate it. Thank you, sir. Appreciate the continued support of our work. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, 150 Built cash. Like, it's weird to me that Built has not yet done just a straight $75 Built cash move up a level or go from 100 to or whatever the most thing is. So yeah, I don't love that the Built cash has never stayed 75 when they seem to promise 75 at the beginning, but hey, life. The 100K cap is new, and I think that's just going to be going forward. Like, that's the only way they can keep this sustainable, given all of the ways that you can earn Built points now. And like, take into account that you do have Rakuten points coming in, you do have your accelerator points, you do have all the other things that they're doing. So I can understand the 100K point from the transfer partner for sure. And I don't know that Built wants to be responsible for all that money going out. Diamond highlighting the number of gifted memberships. 1 to 1.75 for those blue status is trash. Oh yeah, no, I would not be moving any of my points from Built over to Hilton at 1.75. Diamond, I missed a couple of weeks. This group keeps me sane over here. Yep. Again, can't say it soon enough. I am hoping that you get to return sooner rather than later, because that situation's messed up. Coder, when the cap first showed up, they claimed it was per partner, and now it's been 3 in a row, including some really low value transfer partners. Yeah, this is going to be the reality. Like, they claimed it's per partner, but when every single partner signs up, once you open the door, everybody's going to walk through. So we'll see what happens there. It also codes as 3x on my card, so there's that, which is nice. Yeah, so we've got the built transfer bonus coming in on the first. We'll see what happens. That with the $75 unlock thing makes me feel like I can't really trust them, so I'm shifting spend off of them. Completely fair, completely valid. Again, I like the program. I think the program is very cool. I think the cards are interesting. I think Accelerator is a cool concept, and I would love to see other banks do it. But at that point, like, just give me the modular card, because if I had to hand over $200 to Chase every time I want to, 1x all my categories for $5,000 in spend, I'd do it, but it would completely whack out your annual fee assessment when you go to do that, because I picked up an extra 5,000 points or an extra 5,000 in spend, or I put 5,000 in spend through the card. It cost me $200 to get an extra point per dollar on that. Did I break even? More than likely you're not going to, but because it is fiat currency within that isn't like real dollar, then yeah. But I've also gotten a lot of shade for my positions on build, also waving to Calderds in the Discord. So there we go. But yeah, no, I can certainly understand not wanting to trust them, or that you can't trust them. I certainly get that. Again, program's great. The cards are pretty interesting. The multipliers are great. It's just the other stuff. Calderds, I don't trust anything about built since the 2.0 rollout. Totally get it. Family Travel Johns, with my gold 150% bonus, I can get one free standard room at a nice Hilton for 250k points if I transfer 100k built points. No thanks. Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, Hilton point redemptions are not the bee's knees in any way, shape, or form. Like, you can do okay, but you really need a bunch of things to come together to make that happen. And it can be rough if you're not like very vigilant with what you're doing. Fifth night free is great. Putting all of that together is fantastic. The free night reward is like better than any cent per point that you can do. You can't mix the fifth night free and the free night reward. So it's a bunch of things interacting negatively all at the same time. We'll just have to see what they end up doing for sure. But 100,000 build points get you 250,000 points at Hilton for one nice stay. It's a bit of a mess. Multipliers are good, but as long as Amex keeps giving me subs, I can do better there. Yeah, the welcome offer at Amex is always going to beat out your general multipliers on typical spend. I do like the accelerator. I do wish that like some other company would step up with some sort of accelerator, but like Built's getting to do that because of the currency that Built is letting you do. Okay, so here's the question for y'all. If your favorite ecosystem, Amex, Chase, Citi, whatever, had something similar, had a similar accelerator for like the next X thousands of dollars of spend, if you give us $200, we'll give you an extra point per dollar across the board. Would you pay the $200 and get to do this like multiple times, right? Would you pay the $200 for that additional spend, or for that additional multipliers? And like, this would make your annual fee, this would raise your annual fee on like whatever card it's offered on, right? And let's say they even did it on no annual fee cards. So you could do a point accelerator on the active cash to move it from 2 to 3x. The $200, so the same as Built accelerator. So Built charges 200 Built cash for an accelerator up to $5,000 in spend. So you got 1x points on $5,000 in spend. And yeah, they would basically just be selling points, but they do cap it on 5,000. Like they do cap it on a certain amount of spend, whether that's, 2,500, 5,000, whatever. I'd rather have 100K Atmos than 250K Hilton. Nope. I absolutely agree. I don't blame you there. $200 for how many points? Yep. Honestly, yes. Like City can put that on the Strata Elite to make some X factor of some sort. Yeah, that's fair. That's paying 4 cents per point. Yep. No way not paying that. Yeah, no, that's fair. Nope. Too much per point. And I'm saying cash. Like if you took Accelerator, would you pay extra to make to have an Accelerator on Chase or Amex or City or whoever? Would you do that? 200 in actual money? Probably not. And that's fair, right? But I like the concept. I would love to see another bank try to implement something like that. I just don't know that another bank can get away with it because the other bank has to ask you for actual money. That's like every time I book a flight, they offer extra miles for a cash payment. The cents per mile is obscene. So no, that is fair. Also want to highlight Herr 9711. Thank you for the $10 super chat. Guten Abend, Herr Clausen. Today I got an Amex email for a 15-minute survey for the Boo Business Plus. It will get filled out later tonight. Yeah, I'm very interested in this. I got that survey, and then they told me to pound sand after the way that I answered the initial screening questions. So I'm very curious to see what this survey looks like. Tidbits at credittidbits.com. If you're able to sneak some screenshots over that way, that would be by me much appreciated. How do I say sehr bitte? Very, very please? I don't know. There's got to be a word in German for like with the utmost appreciation and please. I say that because there's usually a word for everything in German. Going back, Keith and hell no, use cash for an annual fee towards the sub. Yeah, nope, I don't disagree. I would consider it at 25K in spend. Okay, so $200, like you would give the bank $200 for an extra point on 25,000 in spend. Since nobody's doing it, they can kind of make up the number. I'm too lazy for built math or $800 to $900 bougie coupon books. Nope, I absolutely understand and respect it for sure. I could see it being in something like holding cash in Amex HISA or relationship banking tier for accelerators. I would be not opposed to that for sure. Like if you had 25,000 in an Amex HISA and you got an extra point per dollar on a few $1,000s in spend, that would be pretty sweet. So yeah, I do think that the relational aspect of things might lead to some extra accelerators or maybe bonus points through the year, or rather, or something else. But yeah, we're going to see more relational banking stuff for sure. Rupert Pond, Build Cash is a great way to keep you involved in the ecosystem. The funny money can be redeemed for real money in limited quantities, and it expires, so you're forced to use it. Yeah, I know about the gift card hack in California, where through Walgreens, where you can sort of liquidate it for cash. I don't know the steps, and I'm not going to go through the steps. I'm not going to research the steps here, but I do know that you can very limitedly burn some of your convert some of your built cash into real cash, but it's very limited in what you can do. And there's better things to spend $200 on in these private marketplaces. Yeah, that's fair. I'm just curious, like, since Accelerator gets a lot of burn, like if another bank instituted it, but you had to give money, real money, would you do it? And it seems that the consensus is not so much. Maybe for a higher band of spend, like not 5,000, but 25,000. That could work for you. And I'm sort of here for that for sure. I was just curious because like Accelerator is a really cool idea. I don't hate Accelerator. I'm just curious, like, what if another bank tried to institute something similar, what they would have to do. And yeah, hope that works out. So we've got 2 floating surveys. I was aware of this Blue Business Plus survey because I got offered it, but yeah, they told me to pound sand, so I don't know what their eligibility was. But we'll see. Clinton Woodward, under California law, retailers must legally provide cash refunds for any gift card with a balance less than $15 upon consumer request. Okay, so that's how it's done. Fair, I guess. So that would require buying a bunch of small gift cards. Too much trouble. Well, folks are buying like the $10 gift, like using the $10 to buy a $10 gift card and then doing it. It is too much trouble. It's too many steps, but that is how folks are liquidating it. So I'm curious to see what happens going forward. Hermoons has become a YouTube member. Thank you so much, sir. Greatly appreciated. Vielen Dank. So thank you. I believe you're joining Stack Your Points for the first time, so greatly appreciated. You can join the Discord. There was a Discord link earlier from Keith. We don't hide the Discord behind a paywall, but if you are now a member, you can link your membership and into the Discord, so you get acknowledged over there. But thank you again for becoming a member. Coda Corral, I feel like Built Cash is going to kind of backfire at the end of the year since Built Cash doesn't roll over. Black Friday, Sunday, Cyber Monday, Built Cash would likely go to the ether. Why spend on Built then? Yeah, we're just gonna have to see what happens. What happens at the end of the year? Like, since we're in the first year of Built, there are folks who have built out huge balances of Built Cash, and when we get to that last quarter, October, November, December, I don't know, especially with only $100 rolling over. Like there's going to be some folks who are platinum who are going to demand that like they get to keep all their Built Cash. I don't think that's going to go over very well, but like we'll see what happens. Rupert Pond, Accelerator only works because it is funny money. Yep. If another bank wanted to do an accelerator, they would have to make it spend based, i.e. X amount per year, you get an accelerator. And if that was a way to Hermon's upgraded to friend of the channel level. Well, greatly appreciated. So we'll be mentioning it every week. Thank you. Going back to Rupert's thing here, so spend X amount per year. That actually wouldn't be a terrible idea. Like if instead of all, like Chase gives you the most amount of stuff for $75,000 in spend per year, but if you put $75,000 through your card, getting an extra point per dollar the next year across all the categories on the CSR would make you spend another $75,000 through the card. Like you could only keep that one accelerator, right? But if you got like an extra point per dollar or an extra 1.5 per dollar or something like that for putting 75,000 in spend, and I know the 1.5 is maybe stretching it, but like again, if one of the features of the 75,000 per year on Chase was, get rid of the $200 the shops at Chase nonsense, and replace that with a gain 1x for the next year through next year on all categories. So you get Dynex on the portal, 5x on hotels and flights, 4x on dining, 2x on everything else. Like you would use only the Sapphire Reserve going forward. If the Platinum gave you an extra point per dollar, and Amex being Amex, they could probably get away with an extra 2 points per dollar. Let's be serious. For $75,000 in spend, you get like unlimited guests. You get not unlimited guests. You get your 2 guests back, and you get an extra point or 2 per dollar, making it what, 7 times points in the travel portal or directly with airlines, and 2 to 3x on everything else. I added 2, so 3x on everything else. Yes, people would be locked in and keep that card open and only spend on that card going forward. Like, that would be a huge benefit. Same with the Strata Elite, same with the Capital One Venture X. Like, if you turn the Venture X into a 3x everything card, like, everybody would love that. So, yeah. Business Platinum Accelerator requires all 5,000 at once. Yep. And then there's the other categories as well, but you have to spend in those other categories to get that accelerated points. That's why the Obsidian is tricky, since you don't get the $200 to accelerate immediately. Yeah, I don't remember what your welcome offer on that is, or how. I know that they don't immediately give you Built Cash, but you do get Built Cash as a welcome offer. So yeah, I can see that being tricky. Keith, just like when I yell squirrel at my dog, Built is just distracting their customers with their Built Cash. Yep, I don't disagree. Yeah, you'd be pretty locked at that point. Yeah, exactly. So maybe that's a way that some of these companies can get folks back into spending in their ecosystem if they're really worried about Built. I don't know how many people would be worried about Built necessarily, but I do think Accelerator is an interesting play. Now, they cap it at $25,000 in spend for the year. I'm curious, like, if another bank did something like spend X through the card. You get a $200 Built Cash welcome offer, but not rolling over to the new calendar year. Oh, so it doesn't roll over. Okay. Yeah, that would be tricky for sure. Keeping in mind of that would be a mild pain in the butt. But, you got to find breakage somewhere, because that program does feel too good to be true sometimes. And so they got to find breakage where they can find breakage. I feel like they'd want to have it be spend X across all cards. And that's fine. That would be fine as well, because they'd be keeping the spend inside of their ecosystem. So I think, Chase would be amenable to that if you're going to hold, like, that would be another reason to not hold all the cards, but like spend across all your cards. The big objective for the bank is you only use our cards. I don't think they care what configuration of their cards you use, but you only use their cards. So if they wanted to put like 75,000 across all of their cards, like 75,000 total spend, but you do have to spend across all your cards, I think they'd be fine with that, honestly. And to encourage more annual fees, yep, that would be fine. Keith dropping a $4.99 super chat, greatly appreciated. What's the craziest thing that you've heard in the credit card community? I met someone today with 21 platinum cards. Is that person currently active in the military? If so, I understand how they have 21 platinum cards. A lot of the crazy stuff I've heard is just, the gold selling, the folks who are using City Nights to earn 6x on gift cards bought through DoorDash. It's publicized elsewhere. Like, me talking about it here in front of 37 people and like maybe a few hundred afterwards is not going to blow this program up, I assure you, but it's a thing that people are doing, right? So like a lot of the arbitrage stuff, QCGC is interesting. The flu stuff that was heading, that was going around, that's pretty crazy. 21 platinum cards. If they're paying the annual fee on 21 platinum cards, that's crazy. So I don't know that that's really the best idea, but hey, do you? But yeah, that's insane. Yeah, only the Palladium has the rollover. That's insane. For sure. Consensus is Built sustainable. The 2.0 rollout was a dumpster fire. The Colt fanboys can only market so much. Will it last beyond a year or two? Built the company, as Coder highlights. Whoa, sorry. Built the company is fine. The apartment processing arm prints cash, but at some point they'll want to sell, go public, and the cards will probably go then. Yeah, I don't know how sustainable the cards are necessarily. The company itself is fine. The neighborhood the neighborhood stuff that they're doing in terms of the money relationships that they've got with like Walgreens and the restaurants that they're putting into Built Dining, both in and out of Rewards Network, their relationship with Rewards Network, all of the stuff that they're doing on that end of stuff on that end of things is making money. How much they're making on swipe fees, I don't know. But like the bigger thing is just going to be the biggest hindrance for them in the cards. One is potentially the profitability of the cards. Like swipe fees are definitely one thing. Depending on how many points they're paying out per month would be an issue. Could be an issue. I think the bigger problem is going to be that FIDM and Blue Owl. If Blue Owl or FIDM are in any sort of trouble going forward, that's going to be curtains on the credit card program, because Cardless isn't a bank. Cardless is another fintech that connects you with a banking partner. The banking partner for the Built card is Column Bank North America. Column has less than $1 billion assets under management. So like, can they maintain all of these cards, especially now that the underwriting for a bunch of people got their cards moved up to $50,000 in credit line, and there's still people credit cycling like there's no tomorrow on the 50K line. So, and I know that that's a minority of people who have the card, but like the overall number of cards, the amount of money that is like going through things, I don't necessarily know that Column has the assets under management to cover in case in case people start defaulting. Most people won't default, I know, because, well, the gamers won't default because they know not to default. But like folks who default, I don't know how much Column will be able to cover. That's why they brought in FIDM and Blue Owl to also underwrite and provide a lot of liquidity. Blue Owl is caught up in the AI bubble. Blue Owl's also caught up in a couple of other things, and they're restricting the amount of withdrawals that they will let you do through, like, if you have access to Blue Owl in their private capital. So I don't know how much burn this has. The company is fine. I'm not trying to say like Built will go under at any point. I do think the cards aren't necessarily sustainable, but that's because of the other financial institutions behind it. Like, this isn't me trying to hate on Built or anything like that. It is just the numbers don't necessarily line up the way that we think the numbers line up, especially if Blue Owl takes a bath on AI and AI data centers not getting built, and Anthropic or OpenAI's IPOs going south quick. Like, it's just a numbers game, and you know, you have to take FIDM and Blue Owl into account, and if you don't, you are being absolutely silly. Calderts mentions that Mary's 4 CSRs is pretty nuts. She's clearly getting lots of value, so good on her. Hey, I don't necessarily hate it. I can't hold 4 CSRs right now, but if she's getting value, she's getting value. Like, a lot of her videos are good. Check out Mary's channel, by the way. It's Traveling with Mary. I think it's Traveling with Mary. I don't know off the top of my head. But Mary's got good stuff. And if she's getting value out of her 4 CSRs, good on her. I know she's also got a couple of platinum cards as well. So as long as you're getting value. They are making money on swipe fees. They're just not making enough money on swipe fees, I think. I would say that they're probably not making enough money on swipe fees, but they are making money on swipe fees. So I don't know how much of a cut they're getting on the swipe fees. Probably a bigger cut now under Cardless than they were under Wells Fargo. But I think that there are some folks in the room who this week would probably be wishing that they were still at Wells Fargo. I think people credit cycling are helping the bank's cash flow. The points earning will be the issue in profitability. No, that's certainly fair. Even this week, they've got to be getting nervous. Yeah, the SpaceX IPO is not helping. Miles with Mary is her channel. Thank you so much, Family Travel John. I don't know why I said it was Traveling with Mary, but Miles with Mary. Definitely check out Mary's channel. Mary's fantastic. Even this week, they've got to be getting nervous. Yeah, it's been a weird week in terms, like, the SpaceX IPO has been falling off a cliff. They needed, like, the early money get your bag folks have gotten their bag, and now it's going to be the institutional investors, it's going to be the pension funds, it's going to be when the ETFs have to include SpaceX in the not too distant future. Like the Russell 1000 ETFs are being forced to add SpaceX. The ones for the other ones aren't necessarily are doing great. But when those get forced to add SpaceX, it's going to be rough. Keith also adds Mary's channel into the chat, so definitely check that out. Give her a follow. Check out her videos. She does great stuff. Anthropic is looking real dicey right now. Yeah, because Dario's an idiot. When you spend years chirping about how your technology is going to replace white collar workers, when your technology is going to make office work irrelevant, when you spend years, continuously hype cycling how your models, your latest model is dangerous to put out into the community, and it is unsafe for us to consider launching this new model. When you fear bait like that so that people are paying attention to your company and signing up in droves because, oh my god, if it is that dangerous, I need in. When you're fear baiting, eventually shit's going to catch up with you. We're 2 hours in, so I don't care about the language at this point. But yeah, when you fear bait and you've caught the car, pray the car doesn't reverse. No, there's no one to blame for Anthropic's nonsense right now. Like Anthropic falling, and not necessarily falling apart, but Anthropic's being in the position that they're in, but Dario Amodei. Don't fear bait the way that he did the last couple of years. He learned that at OpenAI, and I'm sure OpenAI is going to do the same thing. The government's warning OpenAI about publishing. Oh God, not Claude. Publishing 5.6. I forget what their model name is off the top of my head, but publishing 5.6 because of national security concerns. So why would you do that except to get people interested? It doesn't help that the government is actively assisting in these things. But yeah, no, Anthropic has no one to blame but themselves for the position that they're in. I hope Oracle spectacularly implodes. Yeah, that's fair. USV Turkey is 1-2 if anyone is interested. Ooh, thanks, Don Kim. I know the U.S. is going into the knockout round and that they face Bosnia-Herzegovina, so losing this game doesn't necessarily matter, but if they lost seeding because of goal differential, that would be a problem. I like that. I don't like that, but hopefully they can tie it up. Oracle is down 60% in the last 12 months. Oof. Yeah, the game has no bearing for the US. Yeah, I know that they got into the knockout round, so they don't have, it's not a must-win game, which is a weird place for the US to be, but historically speaking. So good on them. Maybe they can tie it, but yeah. We'll see what they do. All right. So what else have we got going on? I've been periodically checking just to see if there's been anything new in the world of points and miles. I haven't seen anything yet tonight that didn't go up on tidbits earlier today. I dropped tidbits earlier today. Couple of interesting stories over there. The new Freedom Rise welcome offer, earn double rewards on dining for 6 months. Oh yeah, no, that's not new. The Sapphire Lounge at Phoenix is getting an upgrade, so that's great. Apparently, they're saying it's going to at least double in size to 7,000 square feet. Hopefully, they can get it up to 10,000. That would be muy spectacular, but I don't know that that's going to happen. Even 7,000 square feet would be a huge improvement. I think that's close to Las Vegas, and Las Vegas is 7,500 square feet for theirs, or I feel like Vegas might be a little bit smaller. Clinton, I looked at the Phoenix airport map today. Ooh. I know construction's underway at Phoenix, which is great. We have that Wyndham devaluation that was announced earlier today, although we'll have to see how bad the devaluation is going to be, just in terms of like, will it be a huge number of people? A huge number of properties that got moved up to 45K. I don't know. We'll find out. I think a lot of the 7,500s are going to try to push to be 15,000s, but a bunch may get pushed down to 5,000. We'll see. Guy Fieri, however you spell it, was next door. Would about double the size if they take over that space. Okay, so that's not too bad. Effectively doubling, getting up to 7,000 square feet would be fine. If there's something else on the other side that eventually closes, they could grab that and expand further. Getting to 7,000 square feet, like doubling that lounge in and of itself, will just be a plus, right? Because it can only seat 78 people. I know there's the reservation system. I know some people like the reservation system. I don't think they should get rid of the reservation system when they double the size, but like, it was a really small lounge to start, and getting it, up to a better sized lounge would be great. Other side looked like a hallway. Wow, that's annoying. So that restaurant would be the only expansion option. Well, it is what it is. Maybe if there's more terminal changes in the future. And that restaurant was rated very poorly. Gee, I wonder why. Because it's an airport restaurant, which from jump is not amazing. Like, and then it was Guy Fieri. So we'll see. So probably they were willing to take a buyout. Yeah, I'm sure they were. And Chase didn't have to cut a huge check to do it, I'm sure. But yeah, then we had the Hilton Honors business card refresh or survey. We went through 27 options here at the start. I went through all 27 options in another post that I did on the site, or not on the site, on my channel. So we'll see what happens. I'm constantly looking to see if there's any embargo notices for me to be under in the not too distant future. Because usually when there's a rent day thing, there's also follow-up from Rove, which would be interesting to see, but I haven't seen anything yet. I haven't heard anything from their marketing folks, so we shall see. And I don't have access to the little button. Maybe I do. Do I have a widget? No. I've got the QR code for the SYP website, so you can check that out. Not doing a poll, media assets. Do I have not the background, not the applause sound, not the track? Okay. I don't think I have it. Banners. Oh, there we go. That banner. Cool. Yeah, so we'll see what happens from there. Have you heard of Delta Stays VIP access? I hadn't seen it before. It looks like Delta is getting into the preferred hotel partner game. Thanks, Dr. Points and Miles. I haven't heard of that. RJ had to leave the stream early, so I'm not sure if she has seen anything regarding that. Delta Stays VIP access would make a lot of sense for their status holders, for sure. I'm curious to see what that would mean. If it's like preferred hotel, into the preferred hotel partner game, I know you get a $150 Delta Stays credit on the reserve. I'm curious if that could be converted into a higher tier like VIP access credit and the 150 on top. But Clinton has some follow-up. Yeah, I saw when looking at the Delta Hotel site a couple of days ago, you get different levels of benefits depending on your status with Delta. Okay, so it is sort of, it's not quite as clear-cut as like the renowned hotels and resorts from United or the Edit or FHR, but you do get more the higher your tier, the higher your status is. So if you've got like Delta Diamond, you're going to get way more through VIP access than if you're Delta Silver. Keith reminds us the New York Times review of Guy Fieri's Times Square restaurant was an all-time classic review. I'd be scared to eat his food before a flight. That is fair. Upper level Delta status, you get room upgrades. Oh, lame. So you get like amenities and stuff like that for specific hotels that participate. Oh, Okay. I really hope they're guaranteed upgrades and not like when available, because a when available upgrade would suck. But yeah. Anything else to highlight? Sleepy Rod, if you're still here, please let me know about that survey. I'm begging you, sir, begging you. So yeah. Oh, Scott SC got a membership from GSA Road Dog, so greatly appreciate that. Welcome aboard, Scott SC. If you scroll back up through the chat, KRS 1905 put a Discord link. You can join there, or you can use the little QR code above my head over there. There we go. That QR code would gain you access to the SYP website. You can join the Discord from there as well. If we have an active link over there. I think we do. Checking the welcome. Cool. Clinton has joined Discord. Thank you, Clinton. Caldards joined our Discord. Thank you, Caldards. So yeah, you can use the QR code there. Clinton follows up with Sky Miles members save 10% or more on select VIP access stays. Enjoy an in-stay perk at select VIP access properties such as free breakfast, free parking, or another property benefit. Silver gets 15%. Okay. And then I assume there's like 20% for gold and 25% for platinum and like 30%. Oh, gold gets 15% in room upgrades. That's fair. Keith also drops the Discord link again. Thank you so much, Keith. Platinum and Diamond get 20% and room upgrades. Ooh, very nice. So there you go. All right. So Dr. Points and Miles, Clinton's got you covered with all the details with the Delta Stays VIP access. So Sky Miles members get 10%. Silver members get 15%. Gold gets 15% in a room upgrade. Platinum and Diamond get 20% in a room upgrade. I'm hoping that those room upgrades are guaranteed, because if they're when available or if available, that would suck. But, you know, kind of is what it is. But could be worse. All right, y'all. We're coming up on 10:45. We've been on for 2 hours, close to 2 hours and 15. If y'all don't have any other questions, anything else y'all want to bring up, you know, we could probably close it out here. Again, Sleepy Rod, if you hear me in the ether, please tidbits@credittidbits.com for please forward me the autograph survey that you got. I'm curious to see if it's changes to the autograph journey, or potentially autograph beyond. Please let me know. If not through tidbits@credittidbits.com, you know, reach out to me on the Discord. That would be great. Keith has dropped the Discord link a couple times here. There was also, I believe it was Hermons mentioned the Blue Business Plus survey. Hey, Hermons, if you're still watching, definitely let me know about that through tidbits@credittidbits.com if you can, or if you remember, join the Discord, and you can reach out to me on Discord as well, just to let me know what's over there. Content be content sometimes, and I'm very intrigued by both of those surveys. So if you have them, let me know. Clinton mentions VIP access benefits are promotional in nature and have no cash value and may not be transferred or redeemed for cash under any circumstances. Yeah, it'd be weird to do that. VIP access benefits are provided by third-party travel suppliers at their discretion and may be amended or withdrawn at any time. Ooh, oh, rough. It's fair. That is fair. All right, y'all. Greatly appreciate you guys coming to watch us this evening. Apologies that RJ had to run out. Life kind of lifed. Don't have to get into that at the moment, but appreciate everyone. You know, we're here every Thursday at 8:30 p.m. unless we decide to cancel. We'll try to get some guests on as well, just so it's not always me and RJ. But greatly appreciate everyone sticking around for as long as you did. With that, I will say goodnight, Matt. Thank you again, everyone. Talk to you soon. We will see you next week. New episode dropping on Wednesday next week. So bye for now. Catch you later.